Are you sharing the page? Yeah, what?
We are live now
अच्छा.
on YouTube.
ठीक है.
यस. सो जब दिल से दिल मिलता है तो प्यार होता है, जब एक हाथ से दूसरा हाथ मिलता है तो नमस्कार होता है. सो
क्या बात.
so
क्या
we
बात.
have this
क्या बात.
way of wishing each other by doing namaste, and that means the soul
प्रणाम.
within. Yes.
जय जी ने
This.
प्रणाम.
Yes, pranam. So the soul within me connects or bows down to the soul within you. That is the meaning. So that is why there's a practice of holding our hands and bowing in front of people as a gesture of acknowledging the presence of the other. But in the Western cultures, we have shaking hands. And here in the Indian culture, purposefully the sages, rishis, munis do not shake hands because they believe that their energy can, be contaminated or confused with the other person's energy. Well, today we're not going into that, but we're going to talk about a great source of energy, and that is the Shiva. So, first of all, happy Shivratri to Mahashivratri to each and every one of you. So, let us understand what is this concept of Shiva. So, we are here live every Wednesday as usual from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. on my YouTube channel. And I'm Vijay Tushar, Leadership Development Catalyst. You're ready to awaken the leadership within you. So I believe that every leader is the Shiva. And as Shiva, what does it mean? What is the concept of Shiva? So when I speak to you as, when I talk about Shiva, what comes to your mind? Any of you?
uh, a
Yeah.
powerful source of energy, right?
Okay.
Something, yeah, something more
So
powerful, more superior.
a very superior, powerful source of energy. Anything
Yes,
else? He's like that warrior who's very strong, yet he has the ability to be calm. And many times, like, most of the pictures that we see is like in a state of meditation. So there is
right.
a lot about Shiva, and let's see what Shiva actually means and what do I want to convey by choosing the topic Awaken the Shiva within you. So generally, Shiva represents the male side or the masculine side of a human being, and Shakti is the feminine side. Yin and Yang also we say in certain cultures. So Shiva stands for taking charge, you know, being fearless, a go-getter. So how do we use these principles and better ourselves to become great leaders is what we are going to explore today. Now, I hope you have your books and pen with you. So please, if you don't have it, just keep it ready. So this intriguing topic that we have, awaken the Shiva within. So who is Shiva? Shiva is the one of the most revered deities in Hinduism, representing both destruction as well as creation, transformation as well as liberation. Now, he is often depicted to be calm, composed, at the same time, powerful and dynamic in his actions. He's like an action taker. Why is Shiva significant? Because of his qualities, that is the inner stillness, the deep meditation, and the balance between destruction and creation. And these qualities can be emulated, and it can also be found in our own lives. So what do we create and what do we destroy? What do we create and what do we destroy? हम क्या क्रिएट करते हैं, हम क्या डिस्ट्रॉय करते हैं? या क्या क्रिएट करना चाहिए, क्या डिस्ट्रॉय करना चाहिए? Yes.
Like positive thoughts and destroy negative thoughts. Maybe that's
Wonderful, wonderful, awesome. Yes. So the qualities that we have within us, which helps us to grow, can be created, and those qualities that we have within us, which hampers our growth. So just in your book, write down what are those qualities that helps me grow, what are that qualities that hampers me. So just write that in the book. This is an assignment for you. You can do it later on. Done?
Yeah. I thought we'll have to do it later.
Yeah, you have to do it later. Just write it down. Have you written?
Yeah, done.
It's about recognizing and awakening the potential for transformation within ourselves. The Shiva within refers to accessing higher states. You know, if you want to do something phenomenal, you can do it just by the knowledge that you have got from your studies, from your education, from your environment. If you want to do something phenomenal, like I have a dream of inspiring 1 billion plus people to become their best versions, it's a very huge dream. And sometimes I get scared of that dream. So if I have to reach that state, I have to awaken certain states of consciousness within me by which I will be able to reach my goal faster. So it is about, there are various states of consciousness that we have within us. So how do we awaken those states within us to go through the tough challenges and, achieve our goal? So achieving goal is not just about, accumulating things or being an achiever. It is about testing the true metal that you have, your ability not to be pushed down. And even if you're pushed down, your bounce back ability, what is it? So the testing times or the challenging times actually help you to know yourself better and to help you to grow. So breakthroughs are, breakups could be breakthroughs. Setbacks could be set ups for a better future. So these are the things that helps you to know your true power. Now there are three key aspects that you can relate to life. Three key aspects about Shiva. One is the destruction force. When you're talking about the destruction force, a caterpillar has to destroy its form to become a butterfly. It has to go through that painful process of going through the small, opening by which it goes through the pain of going through that small opening. And that's how the wings get the buoyancy to fly, and it gets transformed from an ugly caterpillar to a beautiful butterfly. So change always comes with some sort of pain. It's about coming out of your comfort zone. It's about being looked at the true way that you are, and you just can't cover yourself up. So it's being there, being your authentic self. So the destructive force is transformation. Now when we talk about our own lives, what do we need to transform?
Habits, bad habits.
Yes, we have to transform our bad habits, our outdated beliefs, and our toxic patterns. So please write this question again. What are the old habits that I need to let go of?
Yep.
What are the outdated beliefs?
About the outdated
Beliefs
beliefs.
I have. We did the thought result connection last time, and you came to know about a belief that you were holding on to that's not serving you. So what is that outdated belief?
Yeah.
And the third is, what are my toxic patterns? I'll give you an example of each of the three. Old habits which I need to let go of is to get up early in the morning. It was very challenging for me to get up early in the morning. But now, at least on one day, I get up at 4:30. So I have let go of that old habit. Okay. Now, outdated belief. So I had the belief that if somebody praised you, that means they want something out of you. But I found so many beautiful people who actually praise genuinely, not because they want something, but they want me to feel appreciated. Okay. So that was my belief about people, which has changed now. That is the outdated belief that people are there out to take advantage of you, or people are there to wait to see you fall. And this belief is formed because of something that happened in your previous life. Like, for example, when I was small, I remember, I was learning to drive a bicycle. So I don't know if you have done it. We did not have a bicycle, so we could go to the shop, cycle shop, and tell them for 1 hour they would charge some 50 paise or something at that time, or 1 rupee, and you could drive it for 1 hour. And exactly at 1 hour, you have to give back any minute more. Accordingly, he would charge. So one day, I was learning to drive the cycle in my building itself in Sai Baba Nagar at Borivali, and I used to only drive inside the compound. Then later on, I said I need to explore and go out on the main road because there buses, rickshaws, all are coming. So until I drive there, I will not prove myself to be a good, to have learned the art of cycling. So I come out of that small gully-like thing that we have into the main road, and there is a mandir which is called as the Sai Baba Mandir, and opposite that there were a few number of boys. We call them MLAs, mouth-looking agents. So they were standing there, and that group was standing there, and I come out from here of the gully, and I'm really scared when I'm going to lose my balance. This is the first time. So I'm driving, and I see this group of boys, and I know now they're going to make fun of me. They're going to scream and they're going to whistle. And that's what they did. And I said, ये मेरा इज्जत का सवाल है. अगर मैं यहाँ पे गिर गई, तो I will be a fool. I mean, I will look like a fool, and I didn't want that to do. And I somehow managed to balance my cycle and move away. So because they laughed at me and they were waiting for me to fall, that girl who was maybe 6 years old, 5 years or 6 years old, she had that belief in her mind that people are always waiting to see you fall because they can make fun of you. So that is how that belief had come into my mind. So just think about what is that belief that has and what is that incident in your life which created certain disempowering beliefs for you. Take a minute to reflect. Take a minute to reflect. Are there any such incidents by which you created a disempowering belief about yourself? You can just make a note of it. Any incident which helped you create a disempowering belief, just make a note of it. Since we are pressing for time, and there's a lot of things that we need to do. So you can also, leave this outdated beliefs and toxic patterns. Now, when we're talking about toxic patterns, it is thought patterns. We did one thought pattern earlier. Now, I'll share with you one belief which I used to have is whenever a challenge was put in front of me, I would have this belief that yes, I have to do as much as possible because I do not want to, that is, if somebody is expecting something out of me. For example, if my seniors are expecting something out of me, I want to live up to their expectations. So I used to work and work and work and overwork and reach that level of perfection, which my seniors wanted, and then they would appreciate me, and I would feel yes, I have proved myself. So that was a pattern that I was getting into, and I went on creating more and more patterns that I came to the extent of burnout, where I used to exert myself so much, which was not necessary. And then I realized that to make somebody happy, I'm going out of my way. I'm doing things that are actually harming my body. And it was a little difficult for me to come out of that toxic pattern, because what happens, somebody says something to you, you want to reach that level because you're proving yourself. So you get fully into it and then achieve it. And then you feel, wow, I've done a great job. And that gives you impetus to do something else. But if it is affecting your body, see, your body is very conscious, and it knows whether what you're doing is good for you or you need to take a break. So the moment your body says that enough, now you have to take care of me, just take a break. Maybe it could be a 5 minutes break, maybe it could be just washing your face, but please be compassionate to yourself and break the toxic patterns of behavior in which you have confined yourself. Okay, so this was about the destructive force. Well, the first key aspect of Shiva, that is the destructive force or the transformation. So you can write this question again. Which areas in your life do you need to let go in order to evolve? किस चीज को पकड़ के रखे हो जिसके वजह से आपका ग्रोथ नहीं हो रहा है? To the audience out there, this question could be for you. Are you stuck in a relationship? Are you stuck in a pattern of behavior which is not making you grow? And anything that doesn't make you grow means you are dead. And if you are dead, you cannot evolve. So what are those areas in your life which you need to let go of in order to evolve? Do you need to do some course? Do you need to enroll in some education? Do you need to enhance your educational qualifications? What is it that will make you grow? Do you need to reach out to different kinds of sources by which you level up your business? Do you need to do marketing for your business? What is it which will help you to evolve? Because if you don't evolve, if you don't, the change is the only thing that is permanent. So if you don't change, you just are stuck where you are and your growth is stunted. And if you don't grow, रुका हुआ आदमी और ठहरा हुआ पानी सड़ जाता है. तो आपको टॉक्सिक नहीं बनना है, आपको कुछ ना कुछ नया सीखना है, कुछ ना कुछ नया करना है और अलग अलग एक्सपीरियंसेस को लेना है. Now we come to the second part. So I hope you've written the question. Which areas in your lives do you need to let go in order to evolve? Okay, fine. We'll go forward. Now we come to the next aspect, the second aspect, which is called as the meditative aspect. Just a minute. Yes, Josh? You want to ask something?
No, I just.
Did you get the previous question? Hello?
No, I don't. I don't hear that question because the video was on.
Okay, so write this question down. Which areas in your lives do you need to let go?
Wait. Tell me again.
Yeah. Which areas
Which
areas
areas
in your life
in your life
do you need to let go
do you need to
let go
let go
in order to evolve?
in order to evolve?
Yes. Evolve का मतलब है आप जहां हो अभी उससे बेहतर बनना. That's called evolve.
ठीक है.
आप कल जो कर रहे थे, आप अगर वही चीज करोगे तो आपको वही रिजल्ट मिलेगा, तो आपका लेवल वही रहेगा.
बराबर.
हाँ, तो अब आप नया क्या कर रहे हो, उसको बोलते हैं इवॉल्व होना. ठीक है.
Okay.
Now we come to the second aspect, which is called as the meditative aspect or the inner peace. Okay. So the need for peace, quiet, and reflection is very important again in the path of progress. Okay. So are you able to find time for silence and stillness in your lives? Any of you do the meditative practices? Maybe deep
Meditation.
breathing.
Meditation.
हाँ, करते हो आप?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. How can it become every time, every day?
That is also there.
Yeah. So when you're totally focused and in a state where there is no thought. So आप बिल्कुल कुछ सोच नहीं रहे, क्या ऐसा स्टेट कभी हो सकता है?
No.
Kiran, has it been possible for you to be in a state of no thought?
No, I think never.
Yes. So right now we will go into that state. You can just close your eyes. Both of you just close your eyes and listen to what I'm saying. You have to tell yourself, I want more thoughts. 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 What thought did you get?
Quite blank.
Quite blank, right? So this is how you go into a no thought state. And when there is no thought, that is the point of creation. Like if I give you a painting and I tell you to paint on it, how will you be able to paint on it? Correct? But if I give you a blank page, then you can paint whatever you want. That is why it is very essential in an entire day. See, you are a leader, you are going to go up the ladder of success. Now you're going to get more responsibilities, more work, your time will be full, your life will be full. At that moment, this 5 minutes of no thought, it's called a zero space. I give it a name as zero space. If you can go into that zero space, no, that will help you to recharge. बैटरी कम हो जाती है, फोन का बैटरी चार्ज करना पड़ता है ना, तो उसी तरीके से हमारा भी बैटरी चार्ज होना चाहिए, इसीलिए ये जीरो स्पेस जरूरी है. So there are lots of forms of meditation. Even open eye meditation is there, where you just go into a place that you like, maybe nature, or just keep yourself focused on a painting in front of you, or something very beautiful, and just keep looking at it. For example, I'm giving you an example right now. Can you see this? Clear है?
Yes.
Yeah.
दिख रहा है ना? बस इसको ऑब्जर्व करो यार, जस्ट ऑब्जर्व करो.
It's a white color plant, right?
Yeah. See, again your mind went to analysis. Analyze मत करो यार, just देखो और enjoy करो ना इसको.
Yeah.
Correct? That's a pattern that we have. We start analyzing. The moment something is given, start analyzing. Because that's what we have been doing all our life. Analyze मत करो.
Yeah.
जो है इसको बस enjoy करो. Right? This gives so much of happiness. And all the figures that you're working with, or the work that you have, वो सबको side पे रख के बस इसको देखो. And just enjoy perceiving the beauty of what is in front of you. Just for the sake of it. कोई एजेंडा नहीं है, कोई ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं है, कोई अचीवमेंट नहीं है, but just enjoy करना. That's it. Okay? So this is how you can have that inner peace, because that inner peace is going to keep your battery charged forever, because you are a source. As I said earlier also, you are a source. Now, the next meditation, mindfulness, or just moments of conscious breathing can help to awaken your inner peace. And Shiva actually, it represents the ability to control your mind and that transcend the distractions. So the moment I kept this, You said हाँ ये ऐसा है ये वैसा है, आपका एनालिसिस चालू हो गया, राइट? तुमको एनालिसिस नहीं करना है, ये सब डिस्ट्रैक्शन है। तो लाइफ में जब डिस्ट्रैक्शन होता है ना, आपकी एनर्जी अलग अलग डायरेक्शन में जाती है, कभी ऐसे कभी वैसे कभी वैसे। So when energy is dissipated in different directions, you are not able to maximize it. You will be able to maximize it when you concentrate your energy. So what happens through meditation is you are able to focus better into your work. Okay. Now we come to the third aspect, that is the cosmic dancer or the creative force. Now in his dance, Natraja, that is Shiva, creates and destroys worlds simultaneously. आपने देखा होगा नटराज position and his great dance. Okay, it actually represents the creativity within you. There is always a creative flow in your life. For example, when I start writing poetry, I go into different states or levels of consciousness, and it's a very exhilarating experience for me. And I get ideas, a lot of ideas about my workshops come from poetry. So that is my form of utilizing my creativity. So you have to find out what is your form of creativity. What is it where you can be totally lost? आप सोचिए आप कौन से चीज में ऐसे मग्न हो सकते हैं, बताइए।
Working out in the
Working
gym.
out in the gym. Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Yeah, actually that is also a great way of connecting to your body. So that means when you are connected to your body, you feel full, you feel complete, you feel great. So maybe you're a very kinesthetic person and you like sports.
Yes.
So you
That's
will be
right.
like, yeah, so you will be liking a lot of movement. So अगर एक ही जगह पे बैठ के डेस्क के सामने काम करना होगा तो that is not you.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Same,
हाँ,
Even I feel the day is satisfied or day is fulfilled, when I'm tired at the end of the day. So
yeah,
that's my level of satisfaction. Yeah, I achieve during the day.
wonderful, wonderful. So when your head hits the pillow, it's full
Full.
and ready to have the deserving sleep, the deserving rest.
Right.
Correct? Yeah. What about you,
Yeah.
Yash?
yeah, same thing वैसे वो told. इनका जिम के है, मेरा डांस के लिए है. Like I more focus on dance steps. Like
Yeah,
if the coach is teaching the dance steps, so I just keep revising in my mind and figure it out the how is the step is he doing. So I just do it according to the way he see for
correct.
making me. That's the thing.
Wonderful. This I agree to you, Yash. Even I am a dance freak. I love when I dance. And when
Yeah.
I dance, it's like amazing. It's like a different level. जैसे मैं उड़ रही हूँ ना, ऐसे मुझे लगता है. So I think we share the same passion, and that gives you a lot of ideas. Like I showed you my dance talk, right? So that was something very liberating as well for me. So creativity is in when the creativity is unleashed, you feel as if you're alive. Okay, so that is representing the creative flow, and life itself is creative. There are so many opportunities. Now if I tell you you know कुछ प्रॉब्लम को एक क्रिएटिव डायलेमा समझो उसको, तो उसको आप किस तरह से सॉल्व करोगे? हाउ कैन यू टेक अ ट्रबल्ड सिचुएशन एंड
Okay.
थिंक ऑफ इट क्रिएटिवली? अरे मेरा ये प्रॉब्लम है, इस प्रॉब्लम को मैं क्रिएटिवली कैसे सॉल्व करूं?
Okay.
अभी थोड़ी देर के बाद आपका जो प्रॉब्लम है ना एंजाइटी का, हम क्रिएटिवली सॉल्व करेंगे.
Of mine.
Yes.
What anxiety in?
You don't have anxiety talking to people?
Yeah, I have.
Huh.
Yeah.
But it's better now.
Yes.
So we will see how creatively you are going to take those anxious moments when you're going to share your thoughts today and convert it into something very beautiful. Like,
Okay.
for example, one day I was, no, not me, there was Mr. Sri Kumar Rao. He's a very famous orator. So he just comes onto stage, and as he walks onto stage and he's about to deliver his speech, for which people are waiting. There's a house full of people. He becomes completely blank and he doesn't know what to do. So he says, okay, raise your right hand up and open it. So everybody raises the hand. Then he says, raise the other hand, open it, and just do like this. And allow the magic to come within you. When people think, wow, this is so great, such a great starting statement. And then that was a time that he took, or he bought the time to remember what he was going to say, and then he says it. Okay, so this is how you change your anxiety state into a very creative state. And then slowly your mind will be able to recollect whatever you had to say. So this is the kind of creativity that I was talking to you about. Now let's check how your creativity, whether in your work, relationships, or personal growth, is a reflection of the energy within us. So the way you do something is the way you do everything. So if I ask you, how did you deal with the challenge? And I'm sure Kiran is also going to share about how he creatively solved a lot of problems and examples from your life of how he enhanced his leadership skills. So it will talk a lot about the core you. So the way you do something is the way you do everything. Okay. And when we tap into this creative force, that is when your Shiva is awakened inside you. Okay. And you become a conscious creator of your life. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now we come to the practice. Whatever I taught to you about the three aspects about the Shiva, that is the destroyer, the meditative aspect, and the cosmic dancer. That is destroyer, inner peace, and creative force. You have to put it into action right now. And you have to share your message with the audience. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So we'll take Kiran first, and then we'll have Yash. More, do you have any inputs here? You were very quietly listening to what we were saying. Okay, he wishes to be quiet. That is his creativity. Let's start. Yes, Kiran. What do you want? Yes. Do you?
Yes, just 1 second.
Okay. If you can come on the video, it would be really nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what were you saying?
I was asking from the three aspects of Shiva, that is the
Okay.
destroyer, the
Creator.
creative, and the inner stillness. What, which aspect are you more aligned with?
Um, what I'm more aligned with, or what I
Yeah.
would.
What is more of you? Like for me, if you talk about all the three, the inner stillness is one thing, but it is not the topmost. For me, the topmost is transformation. That is
Oh,
destroying old patterns and creating new ones.
okay. So I think I am more aligned with the second one, which is creation. Although I would like to increase my inner stillness more. So yes, so I think it's the second one. Destroying, maybe it's there as well, because in order to create you need to destroy something as well.
Correct.
So yeah, I have been adapting to different things quite a lot, and I am a type of person who thrives on change.
Hmm.
So maybe it is a bit of both, destroy and create, but right now I feel like creation is something that I have been into and been more aligned to rather than destroying. I don't see anything as destroying. I always see something. I always try to do something new. I don't try to revoke something that is already try to revoke something that's old. I just try to do something that's new. I think that's just my
Yes.
perception.
So this is your perception, and many people have the same perception, But what I feel is like if I want to fill something, if it is already full or half full or quarter full, I cannot fill it to the maximum potential. So what happens is all those ideas, thoughts, beliefs, actions, and our comfort zones that we have, if you don't come out of it, creation cannot be maximum. It will be some amount of creativity. But if you really want to create something phenomenal, something forceful, you have to remove all the obstacles that you have, and that's destroying. Like, for example, if I have a habit of, chalta hai, everything is chalta hai, I'll do it tomorrow, procrastination, or attitude that it doesn't have to be done now. It's okay, I'll do it later on. That comes in the way of my creation. I lose
Correct.
time. I lose time. So just check out do your audit with respect to where you're wasting your energy and your time. Once you do your audit, you will realize that, oh my God, I could have utilized this time judiciously. And time once gone will never come back. This moment is gone even before I say it. Correct?
Yeah.
So many people they lose out on time. And by the time, for example, I lost out on I don't know how many, I think 10 or 15 years, 10 years at least, before I came into my calling. I knew it, my coach knew it, that I have to be in this profession, which I call myself as a vocation of transformation. And he went on telling me, leave your job, start something new, leave your job. I said, no, 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 I have a secure job. I lost 10 years in that. Correct? So I would have reached my truest potential 10 years back. But anyways, jab jago tab savera. So we underestimate the concept of time that we have. And that's the only thing that we have. It is now or never. Thank you
Yeah.
for your inputs. Yeah. So yes, Kiran.
I think the attributes of Shiva which I would like to inculcate is calmness. Currently, we function in a society where it's become more autonomous, it's become more fast, and we are trying to catch up on things every now and then. So I think we need to pick up a moment, introspect, what really we want to do, reflect on what values, and to be very honest, who am I, right? What is my inner calling? So I think that is something, I think first learning which I need to take is to calm myself, to introspect and reflect what I want to be and how I want to add value in this life which I'm living. Second is, then I think once I understand that, is to uh,
Yes.
transform into a person, who I really want to be, right? In terms of values, in times how I want the others to see me.
True.
Destroy the old patterns of behavior which really doesn't, add value in my life. Identify that, be aware about it, and adopt patterns which add meaning to my life and people who are around me.
True.
That's the second aspect. And creativity is, I think, in everything which I want to do, right? I want to be creative so that I can enjoy what I'm doing, and
Yes.
also help others participate in the joy which I am seeking, right? So that's
Perfect.
that's I think the three aspects which I need to inculcate in me.
Super. Any thoughts, Yash?
So yeah, same thing that how I always used to speak less, so I will try to say more. I will try to speak more and more with my family members and share my thoughts, whatever is coming in my mind.
No.
And and also I will try to recollect what they are speaking and what they are talking about the topic.
Correct.
So I will also can like get into their work what they are trying to say and I can match their things what they are saying
Match
and
the level at which they are speaking.
yeah, so
Okay.
I can deliver the thing what I have to say to them.
All right. So I think you can share about what we spoke yesterday, and then I think you can take it up. We'll keep
Yeah.
yours later on. Yeah. Yes, Yash.
Yeah, so um,
Can you come a little higher? Yes. Yeah, fine.
and one more thing is that uh, just forgetting about the negative things, what comes in my mind, and always think that I am of the positive person and do the work properly on time to time.
This you have already started doing because very rarely I find you go into that negative spiral. You take up very fast and you switch to from the negative thought as it begins, no? You have started switching it to the positive one. I've seen that. So
Yes,
that's a good thing.
just have to like be attentive in everything.
I am being attentive.
Yeah, I have been attentive in anything and have learned many new things from.
Okay. So we're talking about you wanting to share your thoughts with the audience. So you had prepared something, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So you want to share that, and you want to share it as in the Shiva's within you, and it is awakened.
correct.
Yes. So what's your message to the audience?
So my message is that whatever you do, whatever you start with the new things in life, and you are continuing with that, so just give your best and never lose the hope. I know the difficulties and the path comes in the way to stop, but we have to work hard and also just push ourselves to uh, go ahead in life.
Wonderful.
The hurdles can come from anywhere, so we just don't have to uh, like give up and just be strong and work hard and harder to get our goals.
Smarter.
Yeah,
Work smarter also. Not
and
only
work smart
hard.
and
Yeah,
work
there
smart.
is no substitute for hard work, but smart work gets you the result,
Yes, correct.
right? Okay. Thank you so much, Yash. We
Welcome.
shall now see what Kiran has to speak. Yes.
I think this is a discussion. The topic is three leadership skills that can win over people.
Yes.
So I had quite a training last week from my organization, and comprehending the lessons I learned from the training, and what really clicked to me is the three skills which is quite critical to be an effective leader. One is active listening.
Hmm.
So we need to think, are we active listeners while we talk to people, right? We tend to indulge in conversations, and our responses is either we say yes, we nod our
Hmm.
heads, or we
Hmm.
say hmm. So
Hmm.
do we really understand things, right, while we are listening?
Hmm.
So what is active listening? So active listening is something, right? It's not only listening to what the person is saying, but also
Hmm.
getting yourself attached to the emotions, the subtle cues, right, that person is throwing, and catching that, so that you
Hmm.
can really comprehend, give an effective response to it.
Hmm.
So we need to reflect, right? Are we really an active listeners in our day-to-day lives? It doesn't need to be really a professional setup, but at our personal life, right? Are we
Hmm.
active listeners to the spouse?
Hmm.
Right. So there was an example, right? And in a cohort of 30 people, we were asked, do if your spouse is to rate you at 1 to 5 on
Right.
active listening, what could be the score, or anyone above the score of 3?
Hmm.
Really, none of them raised their hands. So that really
Hmm.
shows that we are self-aware that we are not active listeners, but we try to continue this pattern. So as you
Hmm.
said, right, awaken the Shiva within me. So we need to break out through this pattern and be active listeners. And when
Hmm.
you are active listeners, right, you are a credible person, you're a trustworthy person, and a person who is more competent to
Hmm.
solve people's problem. And people will trust you and come up to you.
True.
So there are various types of active listening, and we need to understand what is the style and type we adopt. Like, are we
Hmm.
task oriented listeners, in the sense we need to just get certain data out of the conversation and give solutions,
True.
or are we critical thinker, right? Are we judging the conversation, we're judging the speaker, or
Hmm.
are relational speaker in the sense listener, in the sense we get attached to the emotions or the feelings of the speaker. So we
Hmm.
really need to understand what is our style of listening, and accordingly use the different styles, right, while we are interacting with people. So there
Hmm.
are certain questions, right, and this is the framework which was discussed in the class, and I thought to adopt, for my day-to-day life also. So why am I required to listen? What are the objectives, right? Is it required urgent? So once the
Hmm.
objective is clear, you automatically try to spend more attention to the focus, your attention to the conversation. What
Hmm.
is the topic of the conversation? Sometimes what happens is we indulge in conversation, a person comes to share a particular topic, but the main focus is something, we try to divert it to ourselves by telling our stories, our
Hmm.
experiences, right?
Correct.
And that's where the plot of the conversation is lost and the speaker is not interested, right? He doesn't get the response which is expected from you. So we need to understand what is the purpose and stick to the purpose of the conversation,
Hmm.
right? uh, the next is, do I need to, really respond? Or like
Hmm.
what happens is in the mind, right? We always multitask, and there is nothing, I understood it and we are aware about it, right? Nothing called multitasking. It's switching between the tasks, and that's how our mind switches. Right, we are
Correct.
listening to a conversation, we understood, okay, there are 3 4 important points, and we switch to some other task, right? Taking your mobile phone or checking emails. And again, right, you're not able to focus. It's quite
Hmm.
counterproductive to effective communication. So I
Hmm.
think we need to clearly focus, right, to whom the speaker is and what we are listening from him. So I think these are questions which we need to inculcate in our day-to-day basis so that we can clearly inculcate an habit to be an effective listener. So
Super.
that's one. Second is commitment. So see, basically, if you want to make your team valued, feel
Hmm.
valued, you
Hmm.
need to be committed,
Hmm.
committed to certain things, right? For example, if you may say to your colleague, right, I need to review your work at a certain point in time, and you have to be
Hmm.
available. You can't deny. So the colleague should not feel less valued, or
Hmm.
she should not feel that her work is less valued. So it's
Hmm.
small things, right, which will increase the credibility of you as a leader. So if you
Hmm.
want commitment from others, you need to give that commitment.
True.
And the third is building followership.
Just a minute. I would like to add here when you said now this is an important point that commitment. So, how do you show your commitment? You just gave an example that if you wanted to ask somebody something or help somebody with something and you have committed to them, you have to ensure that you be there for them.
Right.
And I think that's one of the greatest ways of, helping people, winning over people. Not helping
Winning.
people. Helping people is one way of winning over people because they
Yeah.
will always have that in their mind. And if you can make them feel great about themselves, like how Mary Agnew she says, it's not like people may forget what you did for them, people may forget what you told them, but they will never ever forget how you made them feel. And this is an opportunity for a leader to make your team members feel valued. There is
Valued.
nothing beyond this. Superb. Continue.
Yeah, I think the third as skill which a leader should develop is building followership. Right, as you reach a certain stage in the organization, you need certain followers, right, to do the
Hmm.
task, to be your followers, to
Hmm.
accomplish the objective which the team and you are aligned to.
Hmm.
So for that, what we need to understand is the environment in which the team works, right? If you
Hmm.
have a very liberal as well as very open environment, the people are productive. And if
Hmm.
people are productive, they have innovative ideas. It's a loop. So if they have innovative ideas, they would attract good customers. And if the customers are attracted, you would get more money, right, as a
Hmm.
business, which you can
Hmm.
invest back in people, back to
Hmm.
society. So the idea is that you need to invest in people as a leader. And as you climb the ladder, most of your time should be in building teams, building effective teams, investing
True.
time in learning, as well as ensuring that the skill sets are there, and lead by example, right, for the team. And
Super.
that's how you will build followership, and that
Hmm.
followership will help you to be an effective leader.
Yeah. So that's why people rightly say that you work on your people and your people will work for your company.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but frankly speaking, tell me in your organization, and you've worked in so many organizations, have you seen people at top levels or at higher positions of leadership take out that time for their team members?
not everyone does, but there
Hmm.
are certain leaders or there are certain people, right, in the organization who do. And
Hmm.
that's where I say, right, like for the organization, which is an MNC, you have different set of people, different mindset of people. The
Hmm.
objective of each individual is different. One may be more focused towards getting business, irrespective of the sensitivity around the situation or being
Hmm.
very attached to the person.
Hmm.
So he'll work in that pattern.
Hmm.
But whereas there is a person who would more focus on building a team and
Hmm.
believing that the team will work for him and give results.
Hmm.
That is something which cannot be a competitive strategy, in the sense you can't compete with such a team, right? Because that
Correct.
functions in a different direction. So
Hmm.
and why this happens, right? Because the trainings which as an organization we deliver to people, some may take it seriously, some may not take it seriously. So
Hmm.
if you, on a long run, if I say, if you have to win the race, then you'll need to be effective and compassionate, who's empathetic
Hmm.
as a leader.
True. So I was training in a company called BOI, which is an events and media company. And there is this person who's almost 18 years in the organization. And I think one day I asked him a question, and he said, "See, I'm not bothered about the uh, profits per se. It is important, but what I am more concerned is whatever knowledge I have, whatever experience I have, whatever I have learned over the period of time about this business, I wish to share it with as many people as possible." And I said, wow, such a great thought. Somebody who wants to take that extra time out to share his knowledge, experience, and skills with his team members has to be applauded. And that's why I have great respects for such people. Or I would also talk about, one more quality about leadership is growing the team. My sincere gratitude to the director of Rama Group, Jitu Punjabi, who really thought about bringing training into the organization. And he is actually investing on each and every employee so that they grow. Tomorrow, he doesn't know whether they will be with him or not, but he just wants them to become the perfect team and grow themselves not only professionally but also personally. So I value this ability of investing into your team members as one of the key skills of a great leader. And as I said, he himself is a very learned person, has been trained in IIMs, and he understands the importance of training. So it's really great, working with people like this. So one more aspect for a leader is to be in the company of people who think a level up, who are
Yeah.
very productive and wanting to discuss ideas, not people, who want to invest in people, who understand the strength of a team. It's amazing working with people like this. And yes, I also would like to mention many of the organization heads with whom I have worked with, like CMSS, Mr. Chirag Purecha, who's a phenomenal person, and he will fight, tooth and nail for his employees. So when his employees were on the verge of leaving the organization, he came to me and said, "Pichi ma'am, I want these four guys with me. I don't want to let them go." And there are so many employees in his organization in whom he has invested without knowing whether he's going to get a return on investment or not. And after the training program, all these four people are still with the organization. It is 6 years hence. So I have great respect for such kind of leaders. And for me, leadership is at this level where you invest in your employees and the employees will take your company to the next level. And I also want to thank the director of the managing director of Acme MEP Group of companies. He too is a phenomenal person. I mean, what I see in him is he changed himself to get the business to the next level, to get his team members, enthusiastic about working. I mean, many times I see people who are at higher positions of leadership think that they are reached the ceiling limit of learning. They feel they have learned everything and they know everything. But this man was so open to learning, and he would take down notes during the mentoring sessions, and he actually put it into practice. He led by example. So that's leadership for me. Mohak, do you have to add something to what do you think is leadership for you? Whom do you admire as a leader?
Mm, I feel for me at least, leadership is someone who's so focused on their goal that they themselves attract people along with them to their journey.
Yes.
And it is not about what they are as a person, but what they do as a person that attracts them. And I feel like a true leader will not only upgrade himself continuously, but it will
Yes.
be sort of like a rivalry amongst everyone, like a friendly rivalry amongst everyone to compete with each other.
To upskill, you mean to say?
Yes, to upskill, yes, but also in some sort of ways, like everyone's goals are different, correct? In life,
Hmm.
at no two goals are the same for any person. So, but in that point of time, how does this leader make sure that this journey that he's going on with with a simple focus of attaining his goal, how does he ensure that there are other people coming with him,
True.
but at the same time they are not attaining to his goal? Each and everyone is working on the same path, but all are going to different destinations. That I feel is something a true leader shows, and a true leader is someone who inspires without trying to inspire.
Wow. Just by being his own authentic self.
Yes.
So I think you don't have to train your team members. You just have to be the ideal, authentic leader.
Yes, correct. I feel that, yeah, that's about it. Yes, because every team cannot be the same. Some team needs to be very extravagant. Some team needs to be very simple. Correct. So the team should be a reflection of how the leader is,
Yes.
and that leader should be unapologetically himself.
Very
But
true.
but there are times, right, when your team and the individuals in the team are quite different. So I think, according to me, and I agree to you, Mark, but more in addition to that, right, a leader is someone who needs to understand his leadership style, right? See,
Hmm.
Correct.
being authentic is correct, right, but there are certain type of traits a team member shows, right, and according to that he needs to reflect and react,
Yes.
to ensure that the
Yes.
motivation of the entire team is aligned to a common objective.
True.
So I
Correct.
think a leader who is self-aware about his leadership style has various, you can say, clubs in his golf bag, and
Hmm.
uses the right uh, club, to
At the
accordingly
right
in the
time.
right situation. I think that is a person who is quite self-aware and is can be an effective leader.
I think that is called as situational leadership. So, depending upon the situation, you adopt the leadership that is necessary in that particular
Right.
context.
Right, because by an example, right, in within Deloitte also, I see there are a lot of leaders who are very straightforward, right, in their approach, and
Hmm.
it doesn't work for everyone within the team. Some may feel motivated because it works for them, but some are really not motivated enough to really follow that leader. So I
Hmm.
think if he could curate the approach differently for each person and
Hmm.
accordingly, take everyone along as a team, that
Hmm.
could have worked best as the entire, as the entire team efforts, right, would have worked the best. So that's
Correct.
observation, when I see in this context.
Yes.
How to
So,
make sure how each and every one person is giving their
motivated.
100%, like working towards their strengths.
Yeah.
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 But the ability to understand the differences in people,
Correct.
the ability to understand the differences in people is also an art. और उसी के लिए मैं हूँ. So I recently conducted a training on people are different, not difficult in one of the companies, and that
Okay.
was an eye opener. So yes, I am Vijit Shah, Leadership Development Catalyst, right now signing off from this live channel, waiting to bring the second part of Awaken the Shiva within next Tuesday, and probably with a guest. Um, next Wednesday, sorry. Yeah, next Wednesday, same time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So stay tuned. And yes, whenever you are watching this video, whether it is this live, whether it is in the morning, evening, afternoon. Just put in your comments to know how you have liked this episode and what could be the probable episodes that you would like. And if you have any questions, do put it in the comments and we will be really grateful to you. So thank you so much. Good night. It was wonderful participation. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you, Yash. Thank you, Mohak. And all the viewers out there, stay tuned every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. under the topic Secrets of Living a Full Life. So we had the subtopic today here, Awaken the Shiva within part one, and watch out for part two next Wednesday. Stay blessed. I win when you win. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
I just be in the meeting. I will just stop the live. I need to talk to you. Sorry.